Hey Angel, Jason Jock, Exit Mountain Realty in Brevard, North Carolina. I wanted to take a second to tell you how much I appreciate your training and how it's affected my business and my life. A few years ago, I took the owner broker training in Canada, and that's where I was first exposed to DISC and personality training and where I met you. And over the last few years, I've studied it a little more and got to know a little bit more how it works. And a few weeks ago, you were here in Charlotte, North Carolina for the advanced training, and that's where we learn how to apply this knowledge to our business. So I had a listing that a bank listed with me, a foreclosure, and a man called, and I could tell that his wife put him up to it. And he also mentioned that she was a retired accountant. So because of your training, I knew that I was dealing with an S and a C, and she was probably the boss. And so I created some charts and spreadsheets and graphs, and they came in to meet. And this lady was so excited over this paperwork that I gave her, and it was easy to convince them to write a full price offer on this house. So I sold it before I even put it in the MLS. I got both sides. Off of that one transaction, I made $15,900. Later on, they listed their other house with me for sale, and they paid $225 a few years ago. But armed again with the charts and the graphs and spreadsheets, it was relatively easy for me to convince them that it was only worth around $200. So I took that listing at my price. It's money in the bank, $6,000 minimum, maybe 12 if I get both sides. And they were happy to do it, happy to list it with me for that price, and not happy for the loss, but they understood. And before your training, I would have talked to them like a D because I'm a D, and you know how well that would jive with a S and a C. So I really want to thank you for this training and how much it's changed my business. I want to encourage any real estate agents out there. I know that you're probably a D or an I, and the topic of personality training is not that exciting. But if you will get in the car and drive to her class, if it's within a day's drive, it'll be worth it. It'll change the way you communicate. It'll change your relationships with your spouse and your kids. And I promise you that it's worth every penny and then some. So thanks again, Angel. I hope that 2011 is your best year ever. Happy New Year.